Craigtown, Kingston, a community where territorial lines are drawn in blood and gang loyalty can mean the difference between life and death. In the mid-2000s, this war-torn area became the battleground for one of Jamaica's most violent turf wars. And at the center of it all was a young man whose path from foot soldier to gang leader would end exactly where it began, in the streets that raised him. Today we trace the life and death of Rasheed Lyons, the 26-year-old enforcer known as Guess, whose reign as leader of the 110 gang was cut short by the same violence he allegedly helped spread. His story is one of legacy, loyalty, and a family tree stained with criminal blood, a tale that shows how the sins of the father can become the destiny of the son. Rasheed Lyons wasn't just another street hustler trying to make a name in Craigtown. He was born into this life, raised in the shadow of his father, Vincent Lyons, a man the streets knew as Short Man or Macalla, a longtime strongman who allegedly commanded respect and fear in equal measure. From young, Rasheed grew up protected by his father's reputation, a shield that would both elevate him and ultimately doom him. His father had spent years building influence in Craigtown, operating a bar along Badness Street and maintaining control over his section of the community. But this wasn't just about business. This was about power, territory, and a way of life that Rasheed absorbed from the moment he could walk. By the time he reached his early 20s, he had already stepped into a role that many said he inherited rather than earned, taking leadership of the 110 gang, also known as the C-Lane or 110 gang, that operated in the Craigtown area of Kingston Western. But Craigtown wasn't peaceful. The community had been broken for years, split between the 110 gang and their rivals, the Gaza gang. These two factions waged a bloody turf war that turned the street into a killing ground, with both sides recruiting gunmen from Spanish Town, Waltham Park Road, Denham Town, Almond Town, and Hannahtown to fight their battles. Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps would later describe the leaders of both gangs as responsible for the bloodletting in the community, and Rasheed Lyons, police say, was at the very top of the 110 gang's hierarchy, a known violence producer whose name rang out across Kingston Western, Kingston Central, and St. Andrew South divisions. Intelligence reports allegedly linked him to a car-stealing ring that operated in the corporate area. But even as he rose through the ranks, the violence that defined his world was closing in on his own family. On July 29, 2024, gunmen targeted a bar on the corner of Union Street and Clarence Road in Craigtown. The bar was operated by 64-year-old Carlisle Lyons, also known as Jungle Youth, a senior member of Rasheed's extended family. That night, killers opened fire, cutting down Carlisle and 62-year-old Trevor Collins, known as Carl, in a double murder that rocked the community. Police said Carlisle was the target. Weeks later, authorities charged a 17-year-old student with 2 counts of murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. The message was clear. No one in the Lyons family was untouchable. 8 weeks after that killing, on September 24th, 2024, the violence struck even closer to home. Around 8 p.m. that evening, 61-year-old Vincent Lyons, Rasheed's father, was standing along the roadway in Craigtown talking to a friend when gunmen aligned to the warring faction descended on him. They opened fire, hitting him multiple times in the upper body. Vincent tried to escape but collapsed inside a nearby premises. Police rushed him to the Kingston Public Hospital, but he died while undergoing treatment. Investigators recovered 14 spent casings from the crime scene. The police believed Vincent's killing would bring heavy reprisals, and they immediately imposed a 48-hour curfew in the community. Residents were devastated. One told reporters that elders were being murdered one after another, and when you take away the seniors, the community loses all guidance for the youths. Vincent's death was a direct strike at the 110 gang's leadership structure, and everyone knew Rasheed would not let it go unanswered. But even before his father's murder, Rasheed Lyons had already caught law enforcement attention beyond Jamaica's borders. Allegedly, he and his father fled Jamaica years earlier due to police pressure and ongoing criminal activities. They continued operations in New York, where Rasheed allegedly stayed involved in robbery and other offenses. At some point, he allegedly crossed the Mexican border illegally. His time in the United States ended when American security forces caught him in New York in a car with a wanted criminal. An illegal firearm was seized, and Rasheed faced additional charges for domestic violence at a family member's home. By late 2023, he was held in an ICE detention center in New York, awaiting deportation. Before he fled Jamaica, he had allegedly disarmed some of his own allies in Craigtown, causing their displacement and creating resentment among former associates. When he was finally deported and arrived back in Jamaica, he stepped right back into the dirty lifestyle, allegedly committing armed robberies to fund operations and assert dominance. On the early morning of August 25, 2025, Rasheed Lyons and a group of accomplices allegedly attempted an armed robbery at a Western Union outlet in Hope Bay, Portland. The plan was simple: force entry into the business, steal the cash, and disappear before police arrived. Around 2:30 a.m., several armed men used crowbars to force open a rear door of the establishment. But their plans were swiftly disrupted. An armed guard was stationed inside the building, and he challenged the intruders. During the exchange of gunfire, Rasheed Lyons was shot by the licensed firearm holder. One of his accomplices was also hit. Police arrived quickly and took control of the area, seizing a motor car suspected to be one of the vehicles used in the robbery. The driver was taken into custody. Superintendent Ainsley McCarthy of the Portland Police Division confirmed that none of the suspects were from Portland, with their listed addresses spanning St. Andrew, Kingston, and St. Catherine. The injured Rasheed was taken to the Port Antonio Hospital, where his condition was treated, but another suspect succumbed to his injuries. Rasheed frantically called his mother, 44-year-old Shakira Clark, telling her he was in trouble and had been shot. Without hesitation, Clark and her daughter immediately traveled from Craigtown to Portland in hopes of rescuing him. By September 6, 2025, police had arrested and charged 4 people in connection with the foiled robbery. The charged individuals were 30-year-old Eugene Brown, 26-year-old Rasheed Lyons, 44-year-old Shakira Clark, and 21-year-old Emily Brown. They faced charges of office breaking with intent malicious destruction of property and misprision of felony, which is the act of knowingly concealing or failing to report a serious crime. The Western Union location had been targeted in a previous break-ins, and residents of Hope Bay were relieved that outsiders had finally been caught. One man who gave his name only as Ringo told reporters, "A long time them a break business place in a Hope Bay and nobody not getting caught. All the youth them used to get blamed for it, but see it here now. It's people from out of town coming into thief." After being granted bail, Rasheed was required to report to the Admiraltown police station 4 times weekly, but freedom came at a devastating cost for his family. Shakira Clark, who had been charged alongside her son, was released on bail and went to court. But family members said she complained about feeling unwell shortly after her release. They took her to the hospital the following day, and she died the same night she was admitted. Her sudden death, just months before Rasheed's own violent end, left the family shattered. Relatives later claimed that Clark's spirit allegedly visited Rasheed at home at nights, appearing in the form of a bat. She loved her son and wanted the best for him. So every time police came to terrorize him, she was there, one woman said. Whether grief, guilt, or superstition, the story reflected the deep bond between mother and son, a bond that couldn't even be broken by death. By early January 2026, Rasheed Lyons remained out on bail for the Portland charges, but police had not forgotten about him. He was being actively investigated for other serious crimes in Kingston Western, Kingston Central, and St. Andrew South divisions. Assistant Commissioner Michael Phipps, head of the Area 4 Police, made it clear that Rasheed was a high-priority target, a known violence producer, and the leader of a gang responsible for countless acts of terror in Craigtown and beyond. On the morning of Thursday, January 15th, 2026, a Kingston Western police team armed with warrants was conducting an intelligence-led operation along John Street in Craigtown. Their mission was to arrest wanted persons, persons of interest, and other high-risk targets, and to seize illegal weaponry. At about 6:15 a.m., officers accessed one of the targeted premises and observed Rasheed Lyons inside, talking on a mobile phone with one of his hands behind his back. The police informed him of their presence and instructed him to put his hands in the air. But Rasheed allegedly disobeyed. He put down the phone but kept his other hand concealed behind his back, despite repeated appeals from the lawmen. Rasheed reportedly brought his hidden arm around, revealing a firearm, and opened fire at the police. The officers returned fire, hitting Lyons multiple times. They seized the weapon from his possession, a prohibited 9mm pistol loaded with 7 rounds of ammunition. Rasheed was rushed to the Kingston Public Hospital, but he was pronounced dead on arrival. The scene was immediately processed by personnel from the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, and the Area 4 Scenes of Crime Unit, as is standard procedure in police-involved fatal shootings. Assistant Commissioner Phipps later addressed the media, stating, "This operation today is part of our efforts where we seek to arrest wanted persons, persons of interest, and other high-risk targets and seize their illegal weaponry." It resulted in the unfortunate death of gang leader Rasheed Lyons, otherwise called Guess, who is regarded as the head of the 110 criminal gang operating in the Craigtown area. Phipps reminded the public that Lyons was recently charged with shooting with intent in relation to the incident in Portland and was out on bail. He reiterated an earlier appeal for persons of interest to peacefully surrender to the police at all times, a plea that had fallen on deaf ears in Rasheed's case. In the end, Rasheed Lyons, just 26 years old, died the same way he allegedly lived, with a gun in his hand and violence all around him. His death marked the end of a short but destructive life, one that began under the shadow of his father's criminal empire and ended in a hail of police bullets in the very community he once sought to control. 4 months after being shot during the Hope Bay robbery, and mere months after losing both his mother and father to violence and illness, Rasheed's story came full circle. He had survived deportation, shootouts, and rival gang attacks, but he could not escape the life he was born into. Those closest to him would later tell reporters that if you never knew he was a bad man, you couldn't tell because he was loving and jovial. "We're not going to hide anything. He was a bad man, but he's not bad now. He wasn't a don, and he wasn't a problem to anybody," one relative said, mourning the loss while acknowledging the life he led. But the police paint a different picture. One of a violent gang leader whose actions terrorized entire divisions and whose death brought a sense of relief to a community long tired of bloodshed. The death of Rasheed Lyons didn't just mark the end of one man's criminal career. It symbolized the brutal cycle of gang violence in Jamaica, where young men rise to power on the backs of their fathers' reputations, only to fall victim to the same streets that made them. His father Vincent, his uncle Carlisle, and now Rasheed himself, all dead within months of each other. casualties of a war that shows no signs of ending. Craigtown remains fractured. The 110 gang and Gaza gang continue their bloody feud, and new faces rise to take the place of the fallen. Rasheed Lyons may be gone, but the violence he allegedly contributed to lives on, a grim reminder that in places like Craigtown, the only certainty is uncertainty, and the only escape is often death.